Hello there, welcome back to another video. My name's Harry from Turner & Co. In this video we're going to show you what we've got going on in the workshop at the moment, show you some of the tooling more in depth. Last video we gave you a brief overview of what we had done and the direction that we're going, but now today we're going to take a closer look at that, a closer look at some of the projects that we've got going on, because we're finally getting stuck into our big cabinetry project over in Cambridgeshire, so that's really exciting for us. Okay, so we're going to have a walk around in the workshop now, show you what we've got going on, but if you just quickly turn it around, you can see that obviously now we're pretty much there. We've got the extraction all set up now, everything's working as it should. We've got a few more little bits and pieces to get finished up. We need some blast gates on the extraction, but we're going to put them at quite high level. We've obviously got the extraction quite high up anyway, so that when we're swinging sheets and timber around and when we've got the forklift running in and out, that obviously we're not going to damage the extraction. So we're going to have some long reach handles come down to some blast gates that are quite high up, so that we can shut the machines off and keep the actual volume of flow up to where it's going to be perfect for each machine individually. So we'll start here. So as you can see on the floor here, we had a delivery yesterday. We've got 2 cubic meters of tulip wood here. One is 65mm or 2 and a bit inches, and then obviously you've got the 32mm stock. So this is going to be for our big Cambridge job. This is for all the door fronts, the doors, the face frames and everything, and obviously for our fluted columns as well. Over here we've got some of the walnut units. We're just now starting to lay these out as to where these are going to go and to how they're going to sit. Because on this one, for instance, we've got a flyover, because in the middle, where I'm stood now, is the doorway to the room. We didn't want them to feel too closed in. We've obviously got our fluted columns to come onto here at about 150mm, which is why there's such a big gap here at the moment. The end panels will then get panelled with a lovely little collection moulding, and the same with over the top, to give a nice entrance into an already lovely room. Now over here, so now over here, as you can see, we've got a little sash window in the clamps at the moment. This one is a heritage sash, so meaning that obviously we're quite governed on what we can do. We almost have to do a like-for-like replacement, even though there is no such thing. But the like-for-like replacement, apart from the fact it's in a coir, all the other details have got to remain the same. We've obviously got some lovely little horns to go on here as yet. And this one is actually single glazing. They wouldn't even let our client put in slimline or even double glazing into this property. We did suggest the thermal glass, but that was a no-no as well. So this one's single glazed, 4mm toughened glass, and we're going to putty this one. So this one's nearly ready. This should get glued up today and ready to start the prep work tomorrow for the paint. And then this one will go out maybe next week, hopefully. And then over here we've got some of the plain tulip wood, which is now getting cut to length for all of the columns. So it's quite critical at this point that we get all these dimensions right, because this here will be the floor. We've then got to allow for our skirting board and our face frame, and where our face frame is going to come behind it, I felt like it was quite an important detail to have those flutes in line with that. So our flutes are going to start around about here, come up to the top, and they're going to stop around about 50 to 60mm down from the top, and then we have a nice capital, a Corinthian capital, that's going to sit on top there for some more added detail. So as we come over to the spindle moulder, Will, he's just setting himself up now for the mouldings for his little sash window. Again, we're matching the moulding. It's only a simple envelope, so it's nothing too complex. So what he's done is he's now setting that profile up to what we have to match that existing window. He's just running the template now, just to get himself as close as possible to that, and then he'll run all of his equipment. So now, before Will comes back, this is one of the most exciting things about this spindle moulder for us, is the Aigner finger fence. I'm sure some of you may have seen this before. but obviously these fingers are locked into this side of the fence here. We'll lock them out and we can flip them over. Obviously this one at the bottom will rarely get used because obviously the moulding's there, but sometimes it might. That way we can make sure that the fence isn't ever going to get hit, but we can have our material running across, which just completely eliminates the possibility of any snipe or it dipping in and out. So that was a big must for us. Now I say that it was a big must, but as well as that, we are getting the aluminium fences, because sometimes, depending on what we're running, we might find that we've run something through, we can't have the fingers in place, and then our piece will actually slot and slide into these perfectly to give us quite a big problem, where obviously it's running then up to the joint there and we can't then stop, or we can't keep going, and obviously we then end up with a dip and a ruined piece. So we are getting the aluminium fence as well to account for that. Whether we put it on just the one side, that side doesn't ever really need changing, but obviously we have to account for the different thicknesses. And down towards the end of the workshop, we've got these 2 units here. Now there's one more unit, so we've got 3 individual carcasses here for this 1 bedroom. Again, quite simple as you can see at the moment. We're going to have 2 or 3 drawers down here, little bit of hanging space here, and then there's space for some long hanging there. You can see that where the vaulted ceiling's coming down, it's like a 57-degree ceiling, so it's quite a sharp pitch on that, but we've made it work. We've allowed for our back, we'll rebate all of our backs in, give it a bit more rigidity, and then we've got something to fix to at the top, because as you can see we haven't got much material here, but we have enough to fix into. So these are obviously sat on the floor or onto bearers at the moment. They're going to come up another 150 mil as it is, and I think the finished height of this wardrobe is about 2.5, whereas that one over there is about 2.6, so a bit of a difference. There's none that are the same in that property, which is good in one way but bad in the other way. As you can imagine, obviously if they were all the same, we'd be able to knock them out very quickly, but they're all different, which adds to that as well. So it's very nice that they're all different, and it means that it's a little bit less repetitive, and we've got something different to look out for. So the customer is putting LED lighting in every one of these wardrobes, and we're going to set in a 4mm by 10mm silicon LED into each carcass. We're going to go for a vertical strip on each of the uprights, so there'll be 2 in this one for instance, 1 in this one, and that'll illuminate the wardrobes. So now the 3rd unit that's coming here, we've got some diminishing shelves in between 2 hanging sections. And what I mean by diminishing is obviously the shelves will gradually get smaller because of the internal rake on the vaulted ceiling. But what that light will create a beautiful little shadow and almost like a display area for some shoes and bags and whatever else might be there, or some trinkets, you know. So they really are going to be some lovely wardrobes. So we're really looking forward to this, and that's what we've got now going on. We've now got Jimmy working on all the columns, and Sue to start working on all the doors and face frames and everything, so we can start assembling these. As soon as these are all done with the face frames and all the mouldings, that'll be when we'll disassemble them, we'll mark them all up, we'll route in the grooves for our LEDs, and we'll get them over to the site and ready for installation. So that's going to be quite exciting. So this is the first 2 of 7 bedrooms we're doing for this one client, and we've got many more to come as well, and then we're going to work our way down the property. So this is obviously on the top floor, and then we're going to be doing the kitchen and dining room as well. So some very exciting stuff going on over there. Okay, so you joined me a few days later now. We got a bit sidetracked when we were recording the video, a few things happened, and yeah, but anyway, here we are. So it's now the next week, been a bank holiday, hence why we're a bit on the slow side of finishing this video off. And as you can tell, it's warmed up a little bit. So the hoodie's gone, the gilet has gone, all over the course of a few days. Anyway, so we were last at the Spindle moulder. Will was running up some of his mouldings for his sash window. But the main reason why we came over here was to show you what is in here. So we're going to start in this one. So this is our new tooling setup for our windows and doors. This is the Lights Lignum system, which we've invested heavily in. Obviously some of these were our profile blocks in this drawer here, and then these ones are our favourite. Look at the size of those. So just reference, this drawer is just over 1 metre. So I think these are about 300 mil each. There you go, you can see just there, look, just how big they are. So that is what all the excitement's about. That is what all the fuss is about. Our new system, how we're going to be running our new windows and doors, you know, that includes everything as well. So you've got casements in there, stormproof and flush, sash, sliding and obviously sprung. And door-wise, you're talking open in, open out, French doors, bifolds, stable doors, everything is in that. Now, the reason what makes our product superior to others that are out there is the fact that we can offer, you'll have to excuse that squeak, it's Odin. Anyway, what makes our product superior is the fact that we can offer a tested product. We know that our system and this system and our windows and doors that we are obviously going to be providing you have been tested. They've been tested for security, for wind resistance, rain resistance, you know, thermal rating, U values, etc. And we know that we meet that criteria and more. So our product goes above and beyond that. So without going into too much detail on how we achieve that and how the system achieves that, for those of you that are interested in having some new windows and doors, get in touch, and obviously we can give you all the relevant information that you might need. But the beauty of this system is obviously we can still do heritage windows and heritage doors and such. So where obviously we have restrictions from local councils or, you know, area of outstanding natural beauty or what have you, that can all be used within our system as well. So with some slight tweaks, slight modifications to the tools, and I mean changing cutters and things like that, nothing too drastic. So but yeah, so that's what all the excitement is. And that's obviously where we have decided to go. We did look at other options for, I mean, there you go, look, you can just see the size comparison between one of the tenoners to one of the profile blocks. We did look at other competitors on the market for tooling. And for us, for me in particular, not only as the person paying for it, but also the one that's going to be using it quite a lot and seeing the windows come in and out, was that it stood out to us as being superior, being the best, and we want to offer the best product that we can. So that's what we're doing. We're obviously also we've gone into partnership with some local suppliers for our timber, for our paints, etc., so that we can give you the best possible product. So just wanted to put the camera down so that I can actually show you one of the tools up close, but I wasn't brave enough to do it one-handed. So now the beauty of the system is everything's numbered, everything's coordinated. So we can go in here, if we're making a sash window for instance, and we know what tool comes next, what number's going to be on that tool, what we're actually using it for, and you know, it is that simple, and it goes onto the spindle moulder, and that's it, we're ready to feed. So for instance, we grab this one, and I know I can pick this up and look at it, and look in the book as well, and that will tell me that this is my casement style rebate, and obviously for the top rail as well. And this is all a zero set tooling system. So I might have already mentioned this, I can't remember, as obviously we did this a little while ago. So with the spindle moulder, if we come over here. So now with the spindle moulder, the beauty of it is we've obviously had this spindle moulder calibrated to our tooling system. So now I can come over to the fence. I mean, this is currently set up for a groove for some draw boxes. So I can get my fingers out of the way, come over there, get that little one out of the way, like that. Tuck that in there, get those out of the way. Now I know that, say, for instance, we have 0.7 over here. So all I need to do is set that down to 0. And down here, we're at what, minus 42.3. Set that down to 0. And this spindle moulder is ready to accept any single one of those tools, the tenon slots, the profiles, inner, outer, whatever you want. Same within those, any profile, any cutter block of the ligament system, I can put on here and it's ready to run. So for instance, if we're doing a job of 5 flush casements, we'll know that we're gonna work our way through our process of how we're gonna do that, to set this up efficiently so that we're over here for as little time as possible. We can get them, all the material ran, back over to the bench, ready to be assembled. Once they've obviously been assembled, they're then ready to go straight over and be prepped and sprayed, ready to go out and get glazed. Obviously, I'm not going to give away all of our secrets on how we do everything and how we achieve the security rating, the wind testing and the water testing, etc. But what I can tell you is that what we're offering is a much superior product to what everything else is on the market. If you want to come and have a look, you know where we are. We're at Unit 6, Alston's Court in Ipswich. We're here every single day. We have some of our windows and doors on display, along with some of our cabinetry. I mean, this stuff's not always here. This is just something that, these are the cabinets that Will's been working on. But yeah, so we'll have some doors here, some windows here. Obviously, we can guide you through everything that you need to know for your new windows and doors. Whether it's just one, or whether it's the whole house, whether it's just the back door, front door, whatever you need. Come down, have a chat. We'll walk you through it. We'll walk you through the designs, through the options, what you can have, and believe me, you can have a lot. There are so many different things we can achieve for your doors, your windows. You're not really limited, per se. So, anyway, now that the excitement's over, I say the excitement's over, it's really only just beginning, but this is the first time we've obviously made it common knowledge as to what we've gone with tooling wise and what we've decided to go, what road we're going down for, you know, future and what products we'll be offering. But anyway, I'm going to end the video here. Next time you see us, we are going to be doing some oak framing. You've obviously seen us do quite a bit of that, and obviously it's always quite been enjoyed from what I've seen, which is nice. So we're going to do some of that. As you can see, we've got a lot of cabinetry going on at the moment. We've got these units here. This is for one job, so we've got one unit here. Yeah, that will be one unit on its own, and those 3 units will make up another unit to the left-hand side. Those units we've already seen, those units over there we've already seen, and we've been working our way through the stack of tulip wood, as you can see over here. So we've got lots of face frame material, lots of door material, architrave, etc. And this is all ready to be moulded now. The last cabinet for that is going together. So the shelves we've got some nice thick floating shelves, 38mm. We're grooving them down the side, and those little timbers over there, they're going to be fixed to the shelf, so that it's a nice solid fixing all the way through, instead of just having a domino here or there. So it's a nice solid fixing, plenty of glue surface on there. That's how we decided to do that, and no fixings, no visible fixings anyway. So yeah, so there we go. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you've enjoyed seeing the workshop alive, seeing it moving and seeing it working as much as I am. I mean, I know it's quiet now. It's currently 5 o'clock, half 5. So I'm here on my toilet at the moment, but I'm just about to wrap up. But I just, you know, it's an exciting time for us, and I'm glad to share it. I enjoy sharing it with you. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know if you did. And hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much.